We're going to do the top 5 guys in the draft as ranked by DraftExpress.com in this first segment of the show, and that means we go to the very top guys, and that's Blake Griffin, and we know that he's going to the Clippers, and that'll happen on Thursday. So let's refresh everybody's memory a little bit, and Ron, talk to me a little bit about this big guy out of the University of Oklahoma.
Well, I called one of his games this year, and I was shocked at actually his size. He is a legit 6'10". He's strong, he's powerful, he can finish with contact. Actually, he would rather have contact, but he has good footwork and good hand dexterity, as you're watching right here. He can finish with contact, doesn't mind the bump and grind of an NBA game, and is a super athlete.
Yeah, I that's the one thing that I'm heavily surprised about. It's just how athletic he is, and I think that's the one thing that I'm a firm believer that he's going to succeed, because he has so many things you can't teach. You can't teach size, you can't teach that athletic ability, you can't teach that strength. Those are things that some guys just can't develop, and he has that naturally coming into the league already.
Well, we know everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and you talked about some of the positive things about his game. Ron, what would he want to work on, or what would be considered a weakness right now?
Well, I think if you had to reach, and you would be reaching trying to find some weaknesses with this young man, it would have to be his mid-range jump shot. He's not a consistent 15 to 18-foot jump shooter just yet, but he works so hard. That will come with time. And also, we're hearing a lot of his weaknesses is the fact that he didn't push himself defensively. But he couldn't push himself defensively because Oklahoma could not risk him getting in foul trouble. They needed him on the floor this year to be successful. So on the defensive end, he kind of pumped his brakes a little bit.
All right, we will hear from both of our experts throughout this hour, but we will also hear from some of the about-to-be NBA players. So right now, let's meet our man, Blake Griffin.
It's something I've been thinking about all my life, making it to the NBA. It's been a dream, so close, it's just, it's exciting, but at the same time, a lot has to be done before that point. I don't really look at it as a lot of pressure, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's easy. It just kind of gives me extra motivation to work harder and, meet my personal expectations. In my opinion, guys like LeBron and Dwight Howard, Kobe, Dwayne Wade, guys like that, just the way they compete, the way they work. Kobe Bryant's, one of the hardest working guys in the NBA, and the way LeBron has, met and exceeded all his expectations. And, all those guys came into the league with a lot on their shoulders, and they've, risen to the occasion and done a great job. A lot of people take me as somebody that's really serious and just always about business, but when I'm not doing basketball things and when I'm just having a good time, I like to let loose and not be serious at all. Kind of a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. I tell you what, at the end of the public workout he had for the Los Angeles Clippers, a lot of folks were taken away by the fact that I'm not going to call him Curly Neal, but it seems like everybody wants to be a point guard, and I know you remember that, Eric.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him be able to handle the basketball like that. I think
or 3 basketballs.
Yes, when you're able to do that with that size, then like Ronnie said, it's going to be a matter of time because he's going to continue to get better. But he has that right now with those ball handling skills. He'll be able to do more. His decision making will improve, and everything else will improve because if he can sit there and do that at 6'10" and as powerful as he is, he's going to have a great effect in the NBA game.
A lot of people are talking about Blake Griffin, obviously, folks. So let's get another voice that wants to chime in on the conversation as we check in with TNT Charles Barkley about the big fella.
Well, I think his game will go well with the Clippers because, Chris Kaman is a good player. Al Thornton is a good player. Eric Gordon's got a bright future. So they got some good young players to build that team around. They just got to get stability. He's explosive. He's a terrific rebounder. He's got a great physical body. Once he adds a little range to his game, he's going to have a bright future. But, the Clippers got some good young players. They just got to get rid of that losing mystique and get some stability there.